Hey everyone, it's Casual, and today we're going to look at super smelters. We'll start off by building a basic super smelter, and then we'll move up to a super smelter that can have as many furnaces as you'd like. Start off by placing down a double chest. This is where our smelted items will collect. Run a hopper into the side of the chest, and then place a furnace on top. Place another hopper into the back of the furnace, so that fuel can be supplied to the furnace, and then one on top. This is where our raw items will go. This is one super smelter cell. Items that you want to smelt go in the top, fuel goes in the back, and finished items come out the bottom. Through the magic of editing, I'm going to add 15 more furnaces. This will give us a line of 16 furnaces in all. We'll be running rails on top of these hoppers, so we need to put stops at the end of the runs. Place blocks at the end of each hopper line like this, in the shape of an L. Then you can break out the bottom corners, and you'll be left with this. In the places that you broke the block, place redstone torches to power our powered rail. Now we have to do the same thing to the other end. Instead of just making 3 blocks for each L, we're going to make this 1 block longer. This will give us better control of the powered rail that starts the line. Notice that there's one regular rail towards the beginning of the line. This separates our powered line so that we can turn on and off the first powered rail with a lever. When placing your rail, make sure to face the direction that you want the rails to go, otherwise you'll have a hard time placing these because the top rail and bottom rail want to connect up with a ramp. If you get any ramped rails, just break them and replace them. Next, you'll notice that the redstone torches at the end of the line didn't power the whole rail on top of the hoppers. To fix this, find a spot in the middle, place a block, and add a redstone torch like this. Here it's more obvious why we placed the regular rail. It was basically to break up the signal between the powered rails. Now we have better control of this first powered rail. Add levers to the end of the line like this, and when you turn them on, the hopper minecart will get sent on its way. Over the top of these hopper minecarts, place double chests. Make sure it extends over the top of the hopper minecart so that items can fall into the hopper minecart. One chest will be our input items, and one will be our fuel items. And that's it. Here's your basic super smelter design. We'll go ahead and test this now by putting 32 coal in the fuel input chest. It quickly gets pulled into the hopper minecart, and if we send the hopper minecart on its way, 2 coal will be put into each furnace. Let's just verify this by right-clicking on the furnace. Yep, 2 coal in each furnace. We'll use some iron ore to test this super smelter. Place the ore into the input chest, you'll see it fall into the hopper minecart, flip the switch, and ore gets distributed evenly across all the furnaces. Since all of the bottom hoppers are facing this chest, all of the finished iron bars are traveling down the line and ending up in this output chest. Stepping back, we can see that all furnaces are firing. We'll let these furnaces burn out, and then I want to show you a problem with this setup. This setup works great the first time the hopper minecart goes down and back, but let me demonstrate a problem that happens when the input chest is loaded while the hopper minecart is running. The hopper minecart is making its way all the way down the line, but only the first 6 stoves are firing. So what's actually happening? Off to the side here, I made a small replica of the rail system that we have on top of the hoppers. We'll put some iron ore into the input chest like we did before, and send the hopper minecart on its way. When we right click and inspect, we see that only 7 iron ore got picked up. This is what's happening in slow motion. The hopper minecart is only spending enough time under the chest to collect 7 items. It's just moving too quickly. This can be fixed by using an autoloader. Let's change the loader on this demonstration to an autoloader before going back to our main super smelter. That way we can see how everything works. We'll need to change the rail configuration a little bit by building a ramp. So get rid of the double chest on top of this block, add a detector rail before our powered rail, and put another rail on top of the block so that this powered rail ramps up. Now that we have the ramp, you can break this top rail and replace it with the chest like we had before. Then come around to the back and place a 2x3 platform like this. Place one extra block on the corner. This block will be powered by a comparator that's coming out of our chest. We'll pull the signal out of the block, run it through a repeater, down towards the detector rail. Add a comparator coming out like this and place it in subtract mode. Then run one redstone dust out into a block with a redstone torch on top. This torch will power a sticky piston. On the face of the sticky piston, place one fence. The fence post will prevent the hopper minecart from leaving the autoloader. Now all we need to do is run this hopper minecart into the autoloader and it'll get stuck on the ramp. I'll place a redstone torch here just so that the hopper minecart comes back each time. This circuit is waiting for items to be placed into the input chest, so let's place some more iron ore into the input chest. Once it's emptied into the hopper minecart, the sticky piston retracts and sends the hopper minecart on its way. The hopper minecart now won't stop until it's been completely emptied. If I remove the stack of iron ore from the hopper minecart, it'll stop on the ramp again and wait to be loaded. This circuit is set up with a comparator in subtract mode because the circuit is checking for one of two conditions before sending the hopper minecart on its way. It won't leave the autoloader unless either the chest is empty or the hopper minecart is full. This ensures that unsmelted items never get stranded in your hopper minecart. It'll always run until everything is empty. Let's take a look at the two loops that we have in our circuit. This loop checks the fullness of the chest, and the comparator coming out of the detector rail checks the fullness of the hopper minecart. Let's now speed up the video and add these autoloaders to our input chests on the main super smelter. The first thing to note is that I extended out the starter rails by one block so that we get even loading into the first furnace. Sometimes the detector rail and the circuit around it can interfere with the first furnace. At times, if you don't do this, the hopper gets turned off and items end up skipping the first furnace. We build our platforms like before, adding blocks to the corners, extend out the area next to the detector rails, place our chest fullness circuits like this, then place our detector rail redstone like this, add our sticky pistons with the fences, and load up our hopper minecarts by pushing them into the loader. There it is, our full auto-loading super smelter. Let's give it a quick test by putting coal into the fuel chest. Once the coal finishes dropping into the hopper minecart, it gets sent on its way. We can do the same with the item input chest by putting iron ore in it. Once this gets sent on its way, you'll see that every furnace lights up. Since the hopper minecart waits to be full before it leaves, you could really make this length of furnaces as long as there is capacity in your hopper minecart. Since the hopper minecart can hold 5 stacks of items, you probably could extend this furnace line out to 320 furnaces to allow for all items to be dispensed in one down and back trip. Thanks for joining me today on this tutorial for making super smelters. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments below. If you learned anything at all or plan on making one of these yourself, consider subscribing and ringing the bell for notifications. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.